So we have discussed different types of interrupts in the last class. Among them, hardware interrupts, and there we have seen about maskable interrupt and non-maskable interrupt. INTR, RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5 are maskable interrupts, and non-maskable interrupt is a high priority one, like internal system chipset errors, memory corruption problems, and then trap. Okay, then we have discussed about the software interrupts. There we have found some normal interrupt caused due to some software instructions, and then exceptions. Some unplanned interrupts are exceptions, like division by zero, stack overflow. Then the next topic is daisy chaining priority. This way of deciding the interrupt priority consists of several serial connections of all the devices which generates an interrupt signal. The device with the highest priority is placed at the first position, followed by lower priority devices, and the device which has lowest priority among all is placed at the last in chain. So this daisy chaining chain or daisy chaining priority is just the way to organize those different priority based devices. Means we have one device like keyboard. Can you tell me it has high priority or low priority? If it is a keyboard, then it will be having a higher priority or lower priority. Remember in the last class, I told you these things. Okay, just keyboard is pressing and then mouse. So these are higher priority or lower priority. You go and check the last class, then you'll find it. That time also I told you that these are very important things. So with daisy chain, we try to organize these devices with respect to the priority level. In the daisy system or daisy chaining system, all the devices are connected in a serial form. The interrupt line request is common to all the devices. If any device has interrupt signal in low level state, then the interrupt line goes to the low level state and enables the interrupt input to the CPU. When there is no interrupt, the interrupt line stays in high level stage. तो क्या बोल रहे हैं हम कि if any device has interrupt signal in low level, ठीक है, low level state पे है, then interrupt line goes to the low level state and enables the interrupt input in the CPU. But if there is no interrupt, तो कोई interrupt नहीं है, तो interrupt line by default it is in high level state. The CPU responds to the interrupt by enabling the interrupt acknowledge line. The signal is received by the device, say at its PI input, and the acknowledgement signal passes to the next device through PO output only if the device one is not requesting an interrupt. Let me show you one diagram. Can you see this figure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can see device 1, device 2, device 3. Okay. They are in serial manner. We try to organize them on priority basis. And similarly, device 2 will be connected to the next device. Okay. Then input and output are attached to that device with the help of processor database bus. This buses carries this information to her CPU. Then if see each device has been associated with some priority level of with respect to interrupt, right? And this interrupt request will be directly transferred to her CPU बुझी पाया ऐसा तुम लोग के देखो बहुत सारे डिवाइसेस हैं डेजी चेनिंग सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंग क्या कर रहे हैं हम प्रायोरिटी बेस उसको ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं राइट आप ये डिवाइसेस के साथ कुछ डेटा एसोसिएट है तो वो डेटा को प्रोसेसर के साथ कनेक्ट करने का काम किसका है प्रोसेसर डेटा बस का अब प्रोग्राम इनपुट जो है मतलब आउटपुट जो है वो तो डिवाइस के साथ एसोसिएट है बट इफ सम इंटरप्ट कम then it should be directly sent to her CPU. Okay, then CPU should also acknowledge it. ठीक है इंटरप्ट को एक्नॉलेज करना मतलब क्या है yes that CPU has received that signal so thereby it is going to handle that so acknowledge should be also provided that is a task of CPU got it so that's how the daisy chaining system works main important thing that you need to remember that these devices are connected on the basis of some priority level now you have seen that I have mentioned data bus here. So let's see about this bus and bus structures. There are many ways to connect different parts inside a computer together. A group of lines that serves as a connecting path for several devices is called bus. So how you will define bus? Nothing but some group of lines. Okay, that serves as a connecting path for several devices. You can see that there are different types of bus. Okay, like address, data, control. Let's see each of them in details. What are the tasks associated with them? So first look at this figure. CPU, memory, input output unit. এইবিলাক যে দেখা পাইছা these things you can see that there are different buses and buses are nothing but some lines some paths okay so we have control bus we have address bus we have data bus one thing you can notice if you look at the errors they've been connected to where each of them CPU right okay then memory then input output unit now address bus carry the memory address while reading from writing into memory so from the name itself we can understand that what is the task of address bus it carry input output port address or device address from input output port in unidirectional address bus only the CPU could send address and other units could not address the microprocessor okay if it is a unidirectional means you can see that there are double-ended error but if only one arrow is there this means what the address bus carry the memory address while reading the writing to the memory but now only the CPU can send this information send this information means send this address then that is unidirectional but nowadays we do have some bidirectional address bus also then data bus carry the data it is a bidirectional bus okay so आप लोग अगर ये फिगर को ध्यान से देखोगे एड्रेस बस क्या दिखाई दे रहा है यहाँ पे हेलो स्टूडेंट्स आर यू
Unidirectional.
देयर यस यस वेरी गुड सो वो यूनिडायरेक्शन है बट बाय डिफॉल्ट है ओके बट नाउअडेज वी डू हैव बाई डायरेक्शनल वन आल्सो यूनिडायरेक्शनल है मतलब क्या है सिर्फ सीपीयू जो है वही एसोसिएटेड है ठीक है तो आपको समझ में आ गया बस नथिंग बट सम लाइंस बस मतलब ये मत समझ लेना बस ठीक है दिस आर द लाइंस ओके और यहाँ जो इस लाइंस ये जो लाइंस है दिस वर्क्स एज पार्ट to transfer the address. Okay. Similarly, we have data bus, but data bus is unidirectional or bidirectional?
Bidirectional, sir.
Bidirectional, क्योंकि डेटा है, वो डेटा तो सभी में इंफॉर्मेशन में जरूरत पड़ेगी आपको. एड्रेस बस ठीक है, मेमोरी के मतलब जो है एड्रेस है, मेमोरी एड्रेस, वो सिर्फ सीपीयू को जरूरत पड़ रही है. बट जो डेटा बस है, दैट इज वहां से भी यहाँ आना है और यहाँ से भी वहां जाना है. ठीक है, तो दैट इज बाई डायरेक्शनल. यू कैन ऑल्सो लुक एट दैट कंट्रोल बस. कंट्रोल बस इज ऑल्सो
Bidirectional.
okay. So data bus carry the data bidirectional and it fetch the instruction from memory. It is used to store the result of an instruction into memory. It carry commands to an input-output device controller or port, and it carry data from a device controller or port, and it issue data to a device controller or port. Basically, in one sentence, you can say that the data bus is used to transfer the data from here to there. Right. First, it has to fetch the data, means retrieve the data from where? From some memory chunks. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then control bus. Control bus, you know, we have different signals actually, like for read, for write, for input output read and input output write, ready. So accordingly, we have different control signals like memory read. The signal is issued by the CPU or DMA. Don't worry about the DMA controller. We'll discuss in detail what is that exactly. Okay, so when we are performing a read operation with the memory, then this particular signal is required, this particular bus is required. Then similarly, if the signal is issued by the CPU or DMA controller when performing a write operation with the memory, then we need memory write signals. Similarly, if it is reading from an input port, then we need input output read signal. Then if we are trying to write into some output port, then we need input output write control bus. Okay. Similarly, we have ready. Ready is an input signal. तो ready से ready हम क्या करते हैं? कोई भी suppose one device on some instruction that is ready, then that should be sent as a signal to the CPU, and that is being carried with the help of ready control bus. So we can see that there are different control signals associated with respect to control bus. Out of them, memory read, memory write, input output read, input output write, and ready are few important ones. Similarly, we have system bus. System bus is a single computer bus that connects the major components of a computer system, combining the function of a data bus to carry information and address bus to determine where it should be sent and a control bus to determine its operation. So फिर system bus क्या है? इन तीनों के काम को हम integrate कर रहे हैं. अभी आपने देखा address bus जो by default unidirectional था. ठीक है? Maybe now bidirectional in current days computer. Then similarly, address bus, we have uh, data bus, we have control bus that we have discussed just now. Now this system bus is tries to integrate all of them, means it tries to combine the function of a data bus to carry information. मतलब data bus से information को carry किया, कहाँ ले जाना है वो information, and that is with the help of an address bus. And what to do, मतलब क्या करना है. आपने देखा था कि memory read operation था, memory write operation था, input output read, input output write, ready. So there are many different controls signals are there. So these operations are determined with the help of that control bus. तो ये जो तीन है, तीनों बस को यूज करके हम सिस्टम बस बनाते हैं. तो सिस्टम बस इज a single computer bus that connects the major components of a computer system, combining the functions of a database to carry information address bus to determine where it should be sent, and control bus to determine its operation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then, okay, thank you. The next thing is that the question may be coming like, is USB a bus? You all know that USB, yes? At least I can suppose so.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So USB is a fast serial bus. याद रखना क्या किस टाइप का बस है सबसे पहले इसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है serial, but it is a fast one. Okay, USB is a fast serial bus which connects an electronic device to a computer. So maximum time we use in laptop or PCs, right? So that's it. USB is a fast serial bus, but I have got one question for you, which you all have to answer after you get this recorded lecture. So what is that? How USB works? USB कैसे काम करता है? ठीक है? In within few lines, you try to answer it. বুজি পাইছা মই কি কৈ আছো? USB কেনেকে কাম
Yes,
কৰে?
sir.
Okay, তো তোমালোকে okay good. USB লগত different speed associated পাবা, সেইখিনিও নোট ডাউন কৰিবা। 3.0 নে 2.5 নে কি এইবিলাক আছে আজিকালি স্পীড। So সেইখিনিও নোট ডাউন কৰিবা। How exactly it works, you try to answer that. Okay, my question is clear to you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very good. So with this, I'm stopping right here. I'm taking that in.